we can reach any customer within 6 hours of time. Anything happens, we will be up there. And as we tell all the customers that you are not buying a product, you are buying a product with the trust, with the insurance of KB. That's how we are different from any of our competition.
So, can you please share some of the recent achievements in Knorr-Bremse's growth in India in the railway and the metro sector?
For the recent achievements, what we have is one, that for all the upcoming metros for the last 2-3 years, every metro we have a brakes or a door or both or an HVAC. So we have almost won every project. This is one. Second is for the Vande Bharat trains. For the Vande Bharat trains, for 90% of the Vande Bharat trains as of now that has been running or has been commissioned by Indian Railways or ICF, we have the brakes, we have the doors, we have the sanitary systems, and also we have other product like TCMS and also the so-called micro-electrical. So we are getting huge traction, we are winning lots of businesses. The only challenge what we have is when this ICF will produce, the MCF and the RCF will produce. Otherwise, we see a very strong growth for ourselves in the India market.
So, what measures have Knorr-Bremse taken to ensure excellent customer service both before and after sales? Yeah.
So, for the customer support perspective, we feel that we as a supplier should be as close as to the customer as possible. So that way, I mean, you take any big depot, workshop or any production unit of railways or any major depots of any of the metros, we have people out there and we maintain lots of the so-called DLP stock to serve our customers as fast as possible. Today we have come to a so-called, I mean, the arrangements what we have done for our rail services, our servicing team, we can reach any customer within 6 hours of time. Anything happens, we will be up there. And as we tell all the customers that you are not buying a product, you are buying a product with the trust, with the insurance of KB. That's how we are different from any of our competition. Yeah.
That's really impressive, sir. So, would you like to share some of the cutting-edge technologies that you have commissioned in your recent projects and how they have been impactful in bringing the transformation in the industry?
So, out here, what happens is in railways, overall, globally, railways is very not that tech savvy that every year you have a technology change because you have the safety, you have so many things involved in it. But some of the technologies which we are bringing in for the Indian market, one, I'll start with the doors. In Mumbai, we have commissioned a linear induction motor drive or linear induction motor live drive door system for the Mumbai monorail project by Medha. Now, in that project, what happens is usually you have an electrical motor, you have a spindle, you have a belt to move the doors, and it is very difficult to maintain the doors because a lot of grease, lot of dust comes in, and if any door gets isolated, you have to have all the doors isolated. So that way, in this door, what happens is you can isolate each of the two leaves. So if one door becomes bad, the availability is still very high. We simply close that particular leaf and the other leaf works, and there is very less movement, very less mechanical wear and tear because you don't have a spindle. Everything is a linear induction motor drive. Linear induction motor means like you have a fan motor which is circular, right? If you cut the circular motor and spread it in a straight line, then instead of the rotor moving in a circular way, it will move in a straight way. That is called a linear induction motor drive. So we have introduced that technology in India, in Mumbai monorail. Similarly, if you see, we have introduced lots of technology for HVAC, where what we are doing is we are using variable speed, variable voltage compressors so that we can save energy, specific energy consumption. We can giving high cooling efficiency for the particular HVAC, and similarly we can also, now we are also putting in lots of intelligent filters, not introduced in India, but we would be introducing, where even God forbid if something like a COVID happens, the filters are able to detect and do some sort of a cleaning at the stage itself. And that is the HVAC. Similarly for the brakes. For the brakes, what we are doing is we have gone in and also put in technologies like oil-free compressors, so you don't have any oil. It's very clean and this thing. Similarly, we are also introducing intelligent compressors. The compressor will exactly know when to switch on and when to switch off. So that way you save a lot of energy, and particularly for if you see in the metro applications, when it goes through a residential area, the sound of a compressor is an irritating noise. So it knows exactly that when you should switch on, so that you don't have unnecessary noise pollution in the so-called residential area. So that's how some of the innovations which are very impactful for the railway passenger experience that we are doing it. And parallelly we are also putting in a lot of IoT sensors and all the stuff in the trains to see how we can do a more effective cooling of the coach. See, for example, it happens that you have a 72 passenger coach, right? You have only 20 people sitting in the front and few people in the middle and no one there. Usually happens like people are getting down. So it's no fun running the full HVAC system and wasting so much of energy and also making it so chilled that it is uncomfortable for the balanced 20 passengers. So that way we are putting in sensors to monitor that, to put in sensors to monitor the CO2 level in the coach, and accordingly I would say regulate the performance of the HVAC to give in that particular benefit back to the operator, because operator is actually getting a specific energy saving. That's how he has to pay to his government or to the supply systems and all this stuff, the energy utility. So that way we are doing a huge amount of energy saving for him. So these are 2-3 things what we are saying. Rest, I suppose if we are in the toilet, we are saying that we are putting in a toilet where we are not only having less water discharge, it's very compact, just like an aircraft type toilet. It's an aircraft type toilet. We are putting it, we have done a lot of localization to make it here and supply it to the Vande Bharat out there. And we are now also introducing technology, even if railway, I mean, you see the train covers long distances, even if someone is in hard water, usually what happens is within 2-3 years the valves and everything become corroded. So we are using technology now, we are affording to railways that once you clean it, automatically it cleans up all the hard water, and the longevity and the life of the toilets it enhances. I mean, these are 4-5 which immediately we have.
So, though we have discussed it, but still, if you can just provide us the updates on the Knorr braking systems and whether the smart transportation is becoming a reality with the Knorr braking systems.
To be honest with you, smart transportation is becoming a reality, but how we define smart transportation is a change, because now what is happening, the coach or the locomotive or the rolling stock per se is not important. What is important is the person or the passenger, how he or she can complete his or her travel from a point A to point B. That is the future. We have to focus on the passenger, not on the other technology. Other technologies is only being used for giving him or her the comfort. How can you, I mean, mobility is a service. For example, if you planning from A to B, maybe some portion you will be using a metro, some portion you will be using a long distance train, some portion you would be using maybe a boat ride, and then finally the journey. But everything would be finally stitched together into a single mobility app. That is the future. That is, and that's where, I mean, how you can bring in more predictability into the travel time through a high-end brake system, high-end door system, and high-end HVAC system is what matters.
That would something with the smart transportation.
That is the smart transportation. Smart transportation, I mean, not like what we define as smart transportation, but now the future of smart transportation is mobility as a service. You can demand, like what you have an Uber, right? You book an Uber, you don't think about it. 10 years later, it has already started in Europe. You just book it from a Gurgaon to maybe a Agra, I'm just saying. everything, whichever is different, you are integrating different modes of transit in a single app and giving that the passenger experience to that. Rest, whether it is a train or it's a metro, hardly matters to the passenger, right? So that's the future what is happening, and that's where the predictability of the distance, the times is very important, and that's where Knorr-Bremse innovation technology comes in. Yeah.
So if you can just hold mic closer to you. When you speak, just can you hold mic closer? Okay. So how does Knorr-Bremse plan to contribute to the design and innovation of the Vande Bharat trains and the other modernization plans that the Indian Railways have?
See, for the Vande Bharat trains, as I said, we are supplying some of the latest brake systems to Vande Bharat, and where all sorts of regenerating braking and everything is already built in, so that whenever you brake, instead of the brake energy being wasted, that is sent back to the supply system, and you reduce the energy consumption of the train. Similarly, for the doors, we have some of the best technology algorithms put in out there, where you can optimize the door opening and the door closing, and that way you save a lot of energy and also give a lot of comfort to the passengers. And for the toilet systems, the toilet system is also intelligent. It uses less of water. The whole idea is, how do you make the whole Vande Bharat train as green as possible for the future? And the fact that we are using technology which is available for the best in the world. So today, tomorrow, 5 years later, if Vande Bharat platform is a success in India, and if we want to explore, we already have in the Vande Bharat the brakes, doors, HVAC, and maybe the toilet system, which is as per the global standards. So that way it is much more easier for railways to go for an export. That's what our take would be for the Vande Bharat things what we are doing.
So the last question, but not the least. So can you also share your views on this event? You have been associated with us since a very long time. And a few words of encouragement to share with the team of Rail Analysis.
Yeah. So if you see, we have met the Rail Analysis team long back. At least I think 7-8 years ago, and from there we had an association with Rail Analysis. And Rail Analysis as a team, as a platform, is a phenomenal service what you people are doing for the rail industry. Because what happens is, rail is a mixture of private and majorly government, the government of India, the Indian Railways. So the actual information about what is happening in the market, what are the current developments, how things are, how industry is progressing, that you don't have a real platform to share, that you don't have a platform where people can collaborate, people can do that. So you folks are giving that particular platform where people can interact, people can share these best practices, lessons, and that's where any industry, if you have to move up from a point A to point B, this is a huge, humongous experience, because nothing can be taught in the colleges or the textbooks. This is the experience sharing. This is the sharing of the best practices. That's what happens. One. And second, these events, what happens is that, like we as a multinational, we are driving our growth in India. To drive our growth, what do we need? We need a good, strong supplier ecosystem. For a supplier ecosystem, what we are, what we do, that's one of the best platforms you are giving us, where we are attracting so many suppliers. We are openly telling, please come and work with us, because that way the supplier also learns from us, and we also get the best of the supplier processes, the prices and everything. That's how you people are doing a very good job for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.